Good morning. Happy Saturday morning, everybody in the house. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from the middle of Mexico in Morelia. Let me tell you this. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make productions about the joys of living in Mexico. Thanks for joining us this fine Saturday morning, and I hope everybody has a great weekend planned, maybe some barbecues happening, some corn on the cob, some cheeseburgers cooked outside, and some nice fresh summer tomatoes. I hope all of that is happening for you. We got a lot of people in the house. If you're new here, if this is your first time joining us live, say hello. Let us know where you are, what you want to know. We talk about the joys of living in Mexico. Maybe you want to know about immigration. Maybe you're curious about where you might want to live in Mexico. I put up a video about that this week, and my answer to that was, I don't know. But if you're new here, introduce yourself, leave a comment. Yeah, and let's look around, see who is in the house this morning. We got some people that been in the house from an hour ago. Maia was in the house like an hour ago. We got Dora Ray in the house. She says she is ready. We got Angela Morris in the house saying hello. Mary Jane is here. Lenora Wilson is here. Jamie is in the house. Yeah, Jamie, tell me, how's my lighting looking this morning? Dr. Buzzard is in the house. Nancy Trevina in the house. Woo-hoo! Even Ray, Mr. Ray Garcia's telling. And look, pretty boy Brian Maiden is in the house. Even Shar Williams has shown up. And from Ahiheek, Matt Brazelton, good morning. And she thinks so, she speaks. David, talked with David this week. We got some alarming stuff that David told me about this week to share with you. And Katrina the Maker in the house. Hoo-hoo, Mary Jane. Look at your football. The elevation is calling it to gain pressure. And Dominique is in the house. Welcome each and every one. Even my buddy Rudy Clemens is in the house. Milo, woo, from Louisiana. Milo, is this your first time here? Dora Way, I'm from Durango, Mexico. Ready to move to Morelia. I'm loving Morelia. If you are new here, if you are, I've been to Durango. I love Durango. I almost moved to Durango instead of Morelia. My landlord in Mazatlan lives in Durango. It's a beautiful place. It's very kind of cool, low humidity, fabulous place. Love it there. Let's just keep rolling. G. Fatane. Hi there. I'm in the Hudson Valley, New York, and hoping to make the move to Mexico in the next 2 years. How's the air quality in Morelia? Let me say I'm on the edge of town. It's a 15-minute drive to El Centro from where I live. The air quality here, I think it's fabulous. I can look out of my front window here. I can see all the way across town. I can see the mountain all the way across town. The weather here is great. It's the end of July. I have on an undershirt, a dress shirt, and a hoodie. It's about 65 degrees here right now. It's sorry, I have on 2 pairs of socks. I mean, this is great compared This is so great compared to Mazatlan. I would be sweating and spending like $150 a month on air conditioning. And Miss Sam, my Jamaican sister here in Morelia with me. I'm almost all settled in. Miss Sam, we got together. We got to get together and have some vegan breakfast because I know she's a vegan. Yes, sir. Oh, Jamie. Okay, thank you, Jamie. Jamie can be very critical of my shows. He just tells me what. Hey. If you're new here, I'm new here too. 3 weeks ago, I was on a bus. I was on the 16-hour bus ride from hell, headed here. I don't know anybody here. When I was on the bus 6 months ago, I had an apartment, and that fell through like pretty much the week before I got here. So I was on a bus with everything I owned in the bus. I'm just telling the people that are new here, I'm new here too. If you're new to the channel, well, I'm new to Morelia. And 3 weeks ago, I set up here for the first time. I have free internet with my rent. And the free internet, I'm going to say it, the free internet sucked. It was like 25 meg, and all my videos were coming out jerky. Its sound quality was bad. But the cable man was here yesterday. Mega Cable. Miss Sam told me to use Mega Cable. And so I called Mega Cable, and the man came out here and got me all hooked up with nice, fast internet. But anyway, three weeks ago, I was on the bus headed to Morelia. I didn't know where I was going to live. Went to a very nice Airbnb. The Airbnb owner hooked me up with this apartment, and talking about the value of the peso, which we weren't really talking about. But as of today, my rent is about $481 a month. That includes internet. I'm paying extra for this high-speed internet. But if you're new to the channel, if this is your first time here, I'm just now settling. I'm pretty much settled into the apartment. I'm going to tell you about the cable guy that came out and hooked all this up. That was a trip. But I'm just now getting back into the groove of being Bill the Geek, broadcasting live or not live from Morelia. Let's see what else is. Let's see who else is in the house. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot is going on. We got Liston Henry in the house. Thank you very much, Liston. I just stay up all night cleaning up the kitchen and sweeping the floors. I cut my hair last night for you guys. Woohoo! Great internet, sure. Got something happening on this screen over here. Got to take care of that. Okay, Michelle. Hola, Michelle. Good morning to you. Great to have you. Yes, Milo, welcome so much. And if you're new here, ask any questions. We have very knowledgeable people in the house. I've only been in, I don't know anything about Morelia, and I picked up a bunch of subscribers from people that live in Morelia just this week. So I'm just learning Morelia. I've been in, and if this is your first time here and you don't know my history, I've lived in Mexico for about 20 years. Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, Ajijic, Chapala, Mazatlan. 3 weeks here in Morelia. And we got Law Hoff, 95 in Houston. Hello, girl. Great to see you in the house. Thank you for introducing yourself and ask any questions. Love those Morelia temperatures. Yeah, man, this is, I tell you what, man, this weather is a trip. it's so relieving. When I was in Puerto Vallarta, when I was in Mazatlan, I hated to leave my apartment. It was be so hot and humid, and I would just crank up my air conditioning and look out the window and see all the people sweating, walking down the street. But anyway, this Morelia climate is the bomb. I'm going to tell you. Dora Ray, here in Bakersville, California, we're at 170 degrees. 107 degrees. God bless you, girl. Keith Hannah, Ola Bill in Toronto. I lived in Ohio and I never visited Toronto. I want to kick myself. I heard it's a great place. Okay, thank you very much, Jamie. Okay, I watched your bus ride video. Thanks for that. Yeah, choose the correct bus line. Do not travel on Elite, though I'm sure that they might have one or two good buses. I was just on the worst bus that they had. Don't do it. Welcome Milo to this channel, and we're all a family here. We get together every Saturday, and Brian is always here. Many of you are always here. Everyone, welcome. Okay, so I've got a bunch of stuff on my list here. The weather's great. I'm so happy to have high-speed internet this morning. I paid for 250 meg, but I'm connected at about 500 meg, which is amazing. So everything should be really good to go. But we're a big family here. I took an excursion to a tianguis this week. And I put up a couple of videos this week. One video was about where should I live in Mexico. And I'm making my videos shorter now. It's only like a 7 or 8 minute video. And so many people ask me, well, where should I live in Mexico? And I've come to the conclusion, I've been making these videos almost 2 years now. I can't tell anybody where should you live in Mexico. You have to just come down and let your hair down like mine. Let your hair down, be free. Let your hair down and just explore. And I think I end that video with saying, just come on down, find a spot. Don't get married to that spot, and just visit as many places as you can and enjoy. Everywhere I've fallen, I can't remember how many cities and pueblos, large cities and small towns that I've been in. And let's say I've been in 100 places. I don't know how many. But I'm going to say like 99 of these places I fell in love with. And when I'm leaving the place, I'm always thinking, oh, I could live here. I could live here. I could live here. Mexico is fabulous. Oh, now hold on a second. Dora Ray. Oh, okay. Dora Ray. Well, let's just get, I'm still worried about safety in Morelia. I'm not really worried. David, who is with us this morning, he lives here. He's an American, lives with his wife, Maria. So he contacts me. It was early this week. And he said, Bill, in my neighborhood, like yesterday, on Sunday at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And David, help me out here. I might mess this up. But he told me that right in his neighborhood, 6 people got gunned down, shot dead. And if I'm not mistaken, they were between the ages of 13 and 19 years old. And then a couple of days later in his neighborhood, somebody else got shot and killed. Well, stuff happens all over the world. So, but I've been here for 3 weeks. I was here last year for a week. I walk around. I'm going to take you to a tianguis that I went to. Then I think that I must live in kind of like a wealthy community. There's a lot of Audis and BMWs. My landlord next door drives a 2021 Mercedes SUV. I mean, I'm going to go to a very nice store once this broadcast is over. I'm going to walk down there, get a taxi back. Everybody that I see walking around is very happy. So, I mean, there's crime all over the world. I was surprised at how much crime there is in Canada. I was talking to some Canadians. They were telling me how much crime there is in Canada. We all know how much crime and murder goes on in the United States. So I wouldn't worry about it. You got to live free. If you just come down, don't go out to bars and get drunk till 6 o'clock in the morning by yourself. You leave. You don't even know who you are. You're falling down, can't hardly walk. You got to crawl back to your apartment. Yeah, you get drunk like that. Oh, yeah. Don't come down here, put on your Rolex. Don't be wearing 3 or 4 Rolexes and 10 gold chains. And you got $100 bills hanging out of your pockets and diamonds. You got $50,000 diamond earrings. You might get robbed. Yeah, I might rob you. If I see you and you got on 10 Rolexes and diamond rings and all that, shoot, and you see me, you better run the other way with your drunken stuff. I'm going to rob you. So I don't know, Morelia, I think is as safe as anywhere in the United States for sure. Okay, right. They have to visit and explore. Mexico is phenomenal. Verlaine, hola, good morning. Rather late than never. Great to see you in the house. Is there a hotel in Morelia? Oh yeah, there are many hotels in Morelia all over town. In fact, David, who's in the house right now, he said he got married here to Maria. And for their honeymoon, they stayed at the Holiday Inn, if I'm not mistaken. He said it was fabulous. In his neighborhood, there's a Comfort Inn near him. And I stayed at a fabulous, there are all kinds of wonderful Airbnbs here. I stayed at an excellent Airbnb in El Centro. It was laid out. And I walk out onto the street and it was just like awesome. So you don't have to, you don't need a hotel. I stayed at wonderful Airbnbs, hotels all over Morelia. The population here is 1 million people, and that is the size. I hit a wrong button over here. What's going on? Something just happened. Oh no, something happened over there. I don't know what's going on. What's going on with you? There we go. Okay, now, so let's get back over here. I'm getting into freedom. Do you know if there are any elementary international schools in Morelia? Very good question. And I was out walking just this week and I saw a sign. You know how they have the sign saying, oh, hospital over here, freeway over here, pizza shop over here. And one of the signs had an arrow and it just said so-and-so international school. So with Morelia is a big city, my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. If you don't count all the suburbs and you just talk about the city of Columbus, there's 1 million people there. That's a sophisticated city with the Ohio State University and everything. So Morelia, I'm sure that they have many international schools, American schools. I know they have 8 colleges here. And of course, with all the educated people at the colleges, they want to send their children to great schools, a lot of industry and businesses here. And I run into many people in Morelia that want to speak English to me. So yeah, just do a search on the internet. I'm sure that you will find many. Dore Milo, of course. Of course there are hotels. Brian Maiden, I read somewhere that the state you live in is very dangerous. Still doesn't stop me in visiting Mexico. I've been here 20 years, never run into any direct violence or problems. 20 years. I've driven all over the United States. When I used to write and illustrate children's books, I mean, I was out in the middle of nowhere all the time, driving around middle of the night, going North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, Connecticut, California, Nebraska. I was never robbed. Car was never stolen. Nothing ever gotten broken into. My car was broken into 2 times in my life. Where did it happen? I mean, I had a car in Mexico to 12 years. That car was never broken into. Where was my car broken into 2 times? What city and what country would that be in? Where, I mean, I'm 68 years old. I've been driving for 40 years. What country and what city was my car broken into 2 times in the same month? That country would be the United States, and the city was not Los Angeles. It was not San Francisco. My car got broken into in Columbus, Ohio, 2 times in 1 month. Columbus, Ohio. And at one time, for a while, Detroit was murder city, the murder capital of the world. And at one time, Columbus, Ohio, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes, was the murder capital of the United States. So whatever, I tell you what, whatever, yeah. And let me say this. My mother was paranoid. She was paranoid, man. She used to worry about me. I'd be traveling all over the country. She'd be worrying about me. Oh, and she one time I'm talking to her on the, well, where are you? Oh, Mom, I'm in North Carolina. Oh, where's you in like West Virginia? Yes, Mom. She says, well, when you're on the freeway and you're driving, do you keep your doors locked? And I said, Mom, when I'm on the freeway, I'm doing 70 miles per hour. The criminals can't run that fast to get in the car. Okay, so just chill. Whatever, Mom. Okay, now. Oh, and going back to pretty boy Brian Maiden. Okay, yeah, I'm in Morelia. And I was in a shop last week. It's about 4 blocks away. I ran into this woman. I mentioned her last week, and she owns a tienda. I'm going to start saying tienda more now, but a tienda is a small market. Tienda, small market on a corner. And she was in there with her son, and I start talking to her. And she said, would you rather speak English or would you rather, what's going on? Would you rather speak English or Spanish? I said, well, I can speak English if you can speak English. When we start talking, ends up, she was not from Morelia, but from a pueblo near Morelia. And she had lived in Orange County for 30 years. And her son was with her. Her son was like 13, 14 years old, working at the tienda with her. His name was Anthony. And so he's an American pretty much. He grew up in Orange County. Okay, so we're in Morelia. We're in her shop. And I say, yeah, well, I lived in Mazatlan for 2 years. Oh, and she says, Mazatlan, very dangerous, Mazatlan, right? And yeah. So my state, Michoacan, they say it is dangerous here. But she says it's dangerous in Mazatlan. Then other people say that all of Mexico is dangerous. So what are you going to do? I love Mexico. I'm having a great time. Sorry. Excuse me, everybody. Never understand why folks don't do their own research, like visiting and experiencing places in person. That's what you got to do. Come down, visit, look around, go from place to place and see how you like it. Okay, now, Milo. I am not sure the size of Morelia. The Morelia has a population of 1 million people. That's a lot of people. Guadalajara has somewhere between 3 to 4 million people. They say Mexico City has more people than New York. Believe it or not, the population of Puerto Vallarta is only like 300 or 400,000 people. And my numbers may be off. Just do a search for Puerto Vallarta population. Mazatlan, I think the population is like 400,000, maybe 500,000 people. So where I'm living now is twice the size of Puerto Vallarta, twice the size of Mazatlan, much smaller than Guadalajara. And I tell you what, if you want to talk about air quality in Guadalajara, the worst thing about Guadalajara, even though it is a world-class city, the worst thing about Guadalajara is driving. They have so many cars there, and your eyes you start crying in Guadalajara. But I have not experienced that in Morelia. The air seems as clean here as it is in Ajijic, Chapala. And if you drive from Guadalajara to Ajijic, which is only like on a good day, it's 45 minutes. You go over, right before you get into Ajijic, you go over a mountain. And when you get to the top of that mountain, you can see Lake Chapala, the biggest lake in Mexico. And once you get up on that mountain, if you're in a car and you have your windows down, you can feel the air quality just clean up. It's totally different than Guadalajara. And I think the air quality is that like here. Milo, just do a search. Thank you, DJ. Will Ortiz, hello, Bill. Will and Ruth from Mazatlan. I just moved them there. I just talked to Will last week and Ruth also. Jamie, big cartel leader arrest in U.S. Just this week. Yeah, El Chapo's son and some other dude, they got busted this week. They were supposed to be the largest suppliers of fentanyl in the world. The largest supplier of fentanyl in the world, supplying fentanyl to the United States. Huge arrest. And the main dude, he was 76 years old. He'd been dealing drugs, a smuggler, smuggling cocaine, marijuana, heroin, and fentanyl, making big bucks. I'm just saying what they said in the Washington Post and on CNN. I'm not. This is just what they're saying. And the 76-year-old dude, they say that this is the first time he got busted. They tricked him. They had a $15 million bounty for him. So if you could find him and point him out and hook him up with the cops, they were going to give you like $15 million. So somebody put him on a jet and said it was going to Mexico, but it wasn't going to Mexico. It was going to El Paso, Texas. And so when the jet got to El Paso, Texas, with El Chapo's son with him in the plane, well, instead of landing in Mexico, they landed in El Paso, and the cops picked him up. And now the man is in jail. And I tell you what, I've done a lot of drugs in my life. That's why I couldn't be a politician. I couldn't be a senator. I couldn't be president, because somebody'd get on Google, and all you got to do is go to Google and do a search for how many drugs has Bill Dallas Lewis done. Yeah, I've done them all. I used to be a pothead in college. I was high every day. I've tried all the drugs, LSD, mescaline. I mean, speed. I've done all that stuff. But they say that fentanyl is 50 times more powerful than heroin. I've never done that. I've never tried that. But that's, 50 times more powerful than heroin. But anyway, they picked this dude up. Now he's in jail with El Chapo's son, whatever. But if people in the United States weren't buying it, they wouldn't be selling it. They arrested 6 people a couple of days ago, 3 blocks away from our house. I think they are the ones responsible for the killing of those kids. Okay. William Mustache Stoneman in the house. Buena dia, Miss Senor William. Glad to hear that your weather is good. Our first week of May 2024, it was 65 plus every day. The natives were also complaining about the heat. Muy calor. Yeah. That's funny. Plus 65 degrees. Muy means very. I say mucho calor. Many, it's very common. Everybody talks about weather wherever you are on the planet. Oh, it's very cold. Oh, it's very rainy. Oh, it's very hot. And whenever I take a taxi, and especially in Mazatlan, I would say, oh, mucho calor. And calor not only means hot, but it can mean humid also. Clarification. I didn't mean 65. I meant 95. But I bet William Mustache Stoneman, I bet that the humidity was not that high. Mr. Stoneman. And my hometown girl, Ola Bill, glad you are enjoying your new home. And thank you, Ms. Matthews, for joining us this morning in my hometown in Columbus, Ohio. Ms. Sam, I don't know what area David lives in, and Ms. Sam lives in Morelia, but where I live is very safe. Crime is everywhere. A couple of years ago, I visited Paris, France. I was robbed in the middle of the day in Paris, France, where the Olympics are going on right now. Yeah. Ms. Sam, which Bill, I think, is in the southeast. Okay, William Stone Mustache. I would rather be anywhere in Mexico than Atlanta, Detroit, or Chicago. Amen. Amen to that. Charlie Payton. Oh, hey, girl. Folks are so quick to believe so many misconceptions, but yet have not visited any of these places. Ignorance is truly bliss. Yeah, you say it, girl. You just run it down, let everybody know the truth. I've got some. I was up late last night, and if you're watching the rebroadcast, and you would like to donate to the channel, down in the description, there's a donate button, and you can click on the donate button, and there you can donate using PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discovery Card. That's if you're watching the rebroadcast. Now I've been here. I've been here 3 weeks now, and I haven't seen an expat in 3 weeks. Can you believe that? I have not seen one American or Canadian in 3 weeks, and I go out walking every day. 3 weeks. All I've seen is Mexicans. And in the 2 videos that I put up, one video was just is something is the title should be something like walking around my neighborhood in Morelia, and the other one was where should you live in Mexico? Okay, so and I think in both videos, I think I mentioned something about not seeing any expats and how nice that is. And so this one woman, and she sent me a message this week, and I had a thumbnail so you can see her picture. And when people have thumbnails, you never know if that's her picture, like, from today, or is it a picture from 20 years ago, or is that really just a picture of her granddaughter? You never know, man, what people put up on a thumbnail. But she was very nice, but she said something like, she said, but why do you say that, she used some word I can't remember. Why are you so down on expats? Something like that. Well, and it just really hit me off guard. So I just replied, well, I'll try to be nicer in the future. But the fact of the matter is I'm Black. And a lot of expats are racist. And I'd say there's only a handful of them, just a little bit. I mean, you got white racist, you got Black racist, you got Chinese racist, you got Russian racist, you got racist from Nigeria, you got Venezuelan racist. I mean, so but being in a place where there are no expats, the likelihood of running into somebody that is a racist really goes down, and it makes life a lot easier. Being a person of color, seeing zero expats is like really cool. Yeah, man. It makes, I'm just saying. Oh, okay. So let's just keep on. Let's keep on going here. I got more to see. Milo. Okay. New Orleans isn't a picnic these days either. It depends on where you go. I mean, everywhere. I mean, there's crime everywhere. So I'm not going to worry about it. I just go out and do my thing, and I project love. My life is all about being one and projecting love. Yeah, man, just go out and project love. Morelia looks safer than a lot of U.S. cities. I'm anti-paranoid, just aware. Yeah, just be aware. Watch your back. Uh, it's like San Francisco. I lived in San Francisco for 5 years. They have a lot of crime in San Francisco. Nobody ever bothered me. I used to have to get on the train, I worked downtown at 250 Montgomery Street, a block away from the pyramid, a block away from Chinatown. Never had a problem. 5 years, whatever. Now, Steve from KC, where in Mexico do Americans not settle almost at all? Chiapas? There are a ton of places in Mexico where you will see no expats. Durango, go to Durango. I think I was in Durango for like a week. I saw like 3 expats. Okay, there's Durango. I went to a place, it's called Lagos de Moreno. Lagos de Moreno, that means lakes of the dark or the black. It's kind of like the lake of the black people. And I didn't see any expats there. It was a fabulous place. I could live there. I've been to many of these small cities that I go to. You don't see any expats come down and explore. In Guadalajara, I lived in Guadalajara for 3 years. I saw and the population of Guadalajara is like 3 or 4 million people. I swear to God, in 3 years, I saw like 3 expats. And that's population 3 or 4 million people. So where are you going to find a lot of expats? Ajijic is the expat capital of Mexico. Some would say San Miguel Allende. You go to those 2 places, Ajijic, the population, it's like maybe 40,000 people. I don't know what the population of San Miguel Allende is, but if you get away from those places, if you get away from Mazatlan, you get away from Puerto Vallarta, you aren't going to see hardly any expats throughout Mexico. Okay, now here we go. Charles Williams, living in the U.S., you have developed survival skills. Apply them everywhere you go and use your common sense, and prayerfully, you'll be fine. That is so true. Wherever you are, watch your back. And my motto is my sister lived in Manhattan for 10 years. She lived at 96th and West End Avenue. And I visited her so many times. I used to know the subway systems in and out. And wherever I was in in New York, you just watch your back. And I'm going to tell you something about Mexico. Everywhere I've been in Mexico, I don't know about Mexico City. I haven't been there that much, but all the cities that I've lived in Mexico, specifically women, they wear these tight jeans and they have their cell phones in their back pocket, and you can see their cell phone in their back pocket. And they're just walking around, and you can see the cell phone just sticking up out of their back pocket of their tight jeans. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, if you were in New York City, you'd have that phone for like 10, 15 minutes, maybe. They don't play that in New York City. No, they would have your phone. They'd be laughing. They'd be talking to all your friends on your phone. What am I talking about? Now, David D. in Central Florida, and none other than Chow from Italy, but soon in X, that would be Mexico, and another 3 months still looking for a place to live, this time in the central areas. I'm like you, Bill. No beach towns for me. I love it. I'm loving it. I do not miss the beach at all. You mentioned there is a forest or park behind where you live. Is that Bosque Chuatumac? No. Hold on a second. It's called Parque. It's like the botanical park. But let's go over here and look at the map. Let's zoom in here. Zoom in, yeah, like that, like this. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong thing to zoom in. So I'm going to zoom in. Where is Morelia? Here's Lagos de Moreno right here. Leon right here. Where is Morelia? There we go, right there. Here's Morelia. And we should be able to find that park for you in a second. Okay, here's Morelia, right in the center of the map. More. More is better. Okay, now here we go. Now we're zooming in on Morelia, and hopefully I can find my place on this map here. I think that I can. And if I can't, I just, no, that's not it. Okay, I cannot find my place. But it's right. It is right behind my apartment. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's try Prince 152 Calle de Prince Morelia. Here we go. Let's try that. Okay. Here we go. Here it is right here, girl. Here it is. It's called Parque Ecologico. Francisco Zarca. That's what it's called right there. That is the park. And when I look out of my back window, all I see, it's on a big mountain, and people walk up this big mountain. I haven't done it yet. It's like just a bunch of people going up all of these steps to get to Parque Ecologico Francisco Zarca. There it is, right there. Yeah, that's where it is, girl. Answered that question. Sure, I can get some things right on. Good with that. Now let's come on down here. Okay, David, I'm going to go back. Oh, there we go. Here we go. The entire United States is dangerous. They are making bulletproof book bags for kindergartners. And that's true, right? Please give me a break. Americans are always asking if some place is dangerous. That's very funny. Ray Garcia, I'm in El Paso. Nothing to see here. The world is a dangerous planet. Yeah, Yeah, I got some stories to tell. I got stories to tell. I don't know if I'm gonna get to them today, but QQ, have you met many expats traveling in RVs in Mexico? I did a video when I was in there are you can go to first of all, Dominique, you're just making my head spin. Why you want to do that to me? Why you want to do it to me like that? Make my head spin. It's tough. It's tough making this broadcast. You asking me these questions, my head starts spinning. I don't know what to say. Okay, but okay. when I was in Mazatlan, I don't know why. Oh, yeah. I had a subscriber. She lived in an RV. She was from Oregon. She's like 65 years old, lived with her friend, with her son, Chris. And she contacted me and invited me to come out to their RV in this RV park. So I did. And it was on Stone Island, which is in Mazatlan pretty much. And they had this old beat up RV. It was like not fancy. But I went out. She met me on the beach, walked me over to the RV park, and she was showing me different RVs of the people. And it was almost, I'm going to say, it was almost all expats. And she says, "Oh yeah, look at that RV over there. That's like $600,000." I bet her RV she probably got that for maybe 30, 40,000. But you got people living large in RVs. And after I interviewed her, there was an RV park. Oh, it was an RV park like a mile from where I lived in Mazatlan, right on the ocean. And I went up there. I made a video on this about 2 years ago. And it was almost, I didn't see any Mexicans living in RVs. These were all Canadians, which is common for Mazatlan, or Americans. And this one lady, she was from the United States. She had a $700,000 RV with her husband. And she took me into it. It was like a Marriott hotel, kitchen, bedroom, deluxe bathroom, huge. They had Wi-Fi in there. It was like a NASA spaceship. And she said, and I said this in a video this week, she told me that she had purchased a home in Ajijic, very expensive home, lived there for 2 years. But she felt stifled because there were so many expats there, and walking around the small town of Ajijic, she was seeing the same people all the time. So her and her husband sold the house, bought an RV so that they could just travel Mexico. So yes, and you can go to Facebook groups and just look up expat RVs Mexico, and you will find dozens of expat RV groups located throughout Mexico. So that's kind of like a long way to answer your question, but yes, there you go. Now, from David, I live in Colonia, Piedra Lisa area. We have lived here almost 2 years. This is the first time I've seen anything like this happen. Yeah, it happens. And he's talking about the 6 teenagers that were murdered within the last 2 weeks where David lives here in Morelia. But let me just say, when I lived in Chapala, I've said this a few times, but when I lived in Chapala, everything was cool. Everything was peaceful all of the time. And most of you know that I walk 4 miles 5 days a week. And so I was taking a walk on a Saturday. Oh, no, I'm in Chapala. Chapala and Ajijic are pretty much a couple, and Chapala is right next to Ajijic, 10 miles away. They are the most peaceful places on the planet. It's like no crime. But I'm getting ready to take I'm laying in bed in Chapala. It's peace heaven. Peace heaven. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, I hear something go pop, 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 pop. It didn't sound like fireworks. I said, uh-oh. That didn't sound like fireworks. 2 o'clock in the morning, I went back to sleep. 6:30 in the morning, I went up to walk, and I get about 4 blocks away from my house. And there's like 20 policemen up there. They have all those yellow banners. You can't go in there. This is where I walk. This This is the street that I walk on. I wanted to walk through. And the policeman, he had a big AK-47 with him, and his friends, his policeman friend, they all had AK-47. He said, no, you can't go. He was kind of tough and rough about it. And he had an AK-47, so I changed my route. Ended up that 2 o'clock in the morning pop, pop, pop that I heard was 4 teenagers were gunned down just 4 blocks from where I live. Dead, dead, dead. Now, this is the good thing about knowing Mexicans, because we lived in pretty much a Mexican community. So Mexicans will tell you what happened. Expats don't know what happened. The Mexicans know what happened. Ends up that these teenagers were buying drugs from the drug dealer, and they got smart with the drug dealer, and the drug dealer didn't like it. So he killed them. He killed all 4 of them, left them dead in the street at 2 o'clock in the morning. And Matt Brazelton, you got to remember, I think it was like maybe 3 years ago, there's a restaurant, right? There's a mall. It's called Laguna, the Laguna Mall. And they have a cinema in there, and restaurants, Subway, all these. And then right next to Laguna, there was a restaurant owned by this guy and his wife, a very popular restaurant. And one evening, I think it was like a Thursday evening, 7:30 in the evening, the guy was leaving his restaurant with his wife and child, and he got out of the car. I think they locked the doors, and he got shot dead 7:30 in the evening in this very peaceful community right on the edge of Ajijic. So whatever, man, stuff happens, whatever. But let's move along. Let's move along to some more happy things going on here. And I want to thank Lawhoff95 for contributing to the channel. This is how we pay our rent. My rent is very inexpensive, affordable. Some people say cheap, but when you donate to the channel, this helps me eat food and put pizza in my refrigerator. Thank you so much, Lawhoff, for contributing to the channel. God bless you. Rusty Hill, I'm black too, and that is why I live in Chiapas. When I lived in Cabo, there were a lot of rednecks. That's funny. And that's funny, you know, I would think that only really sophisticated white people would move to Mexico, you know, sophisticated, educated. But I gotta say it's surprising. I wish, and we're gonna talk a little bit of politics because this was a big political week this week. But one of the first videos I ever made was in Ajijic. And Ajijic has a lot of Americans, a lot of senior citizen, white-haired Americans living there. So I'm making like video number 5. 3 years ago, I'm just walking around Chapala. I got my little camera taking pictures because Ajijic is beautiful. And I come across this car, and the license plate of the car said F Trump, but it wasn't an F. It was the full 4-letter word that goes with the F. Right on the license plate, it said F Trump. Okay, so you know, I saw it. That was kind of unique for me, and you know, so I put it in the video. It's not like I didn't talk about it. I didn't do 4 minutes on the license plate that said F Trump. I just took like maybe a 10-second swipe at the plate, and I put it in the video. So I put up the video, and then this lady from Ahiheek leaves a comment, and she says, "How could you talk about our president like that? That is so terrible, and I will never watch any of your videos ever again." Okay. I mean, whatever. All I did, I don't own the car. I didn't put the license plate on the car. I just found it interesting. So yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I would think that anybody that would move to Mexico would be very educated and sophisticated, but that is not the case. I'm sorry. Okay, humans are racist, and that's true. There is nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. That's a great explanation of your perspective, Bill. Thank you. Jamie, thank you so much. Amen to the comment about expats. Amen. AI, there is always more corruption, the more expats. Well, I don't know. There is nothing new under the sun. Good morning, Don Cole, watching from Florida. Don Cole, she drops in. She's always on another part of the planet. Great to see you here. Didn't see any expats in Puebla. Just American tourists and some Europeans while I was visiting. And I found that true in San Luis Potosi. My first stop in Mexico was San Luis Potosi. And I don't remember seeing any expats in San Luis Potosi, but that was like 40 years ago. Whatever. Thank you for that tip. And Puebla is on my list of places to visit. I don't like to be around expats in Mexico because they represent oppression to me. I bet that woman is one of them. Yeah, man. I tell you, it's tough. Whatever. Yeah, I got things to say. The only expats where I live are some Mennonites and some temporary church people. I see one expat every few years. I got things to say. Okay. William, my husband and I have Navy 5 had a problem in Mexico. One of the reasons we love being here. Puebla is next on the visit list. And William Mustache Stone Man, I did a video with him about 2 years ago. He has traveled throughout Mexico. And I have to pull up, I have a map on one of my external hard drives showing many of the places that he has visited in Mexico. He's been a real explorer. I don't miss Cabo at all. It's an expensive expat magnet. Rush Shrewsbury. Bill, do you plan to visit nearby mountain time? Yes, in the very near future. And thank you for asking. I'm just settled in. This week was a strange week. You have to imagine the setup you see in the background, my clothing. I did laundry for the first time this week. Now I know where to go to shop, where to buy my stuff. How am I going to set up? I just got internet this week. Let me tell you what happened this week. Now, there are certain things I have to do, like you move. I had to change my banking address with my bank. I had to change my address with Social Security. There's something else I have to change my address for. I've got to get that done. I need to find a dentist. Have to, to maybe find a doctor. But one thing that I knew I had to do, because Jamie and I email. Sometimes we talk on the phone, and he says, "Well, Bill, did you get the new internet yet?" And I knew I had to do it. But a big internet company here in Mexico, they're very good. It's called Total Play. Total Play, they're very good. My landlord has me set up with Total. There's a truck going by outside, and they're selling tamales. So they have a speaker on their truck, and they're just saying tamales, tamales, Kieres, tamales, tamales. Poor guy. He does that like 10 hours a day. Tamales, tamales, Kieres. Do you want tamales? Do you want tamales? We got chicken, beef, fish, tamales, tamales, tamales. So he's gone now. Okay. So, So a really good internet provider is called Total Play. They're kind of new. They're really good. And that's what my landlord has. But I'm in a building that has 8 apartments. So we're all on the same ticket for the internet. We're all on the same ticket for the internet. So my speed's like 26 meg. And I've said on this broadcast many times that if you're going to live in Mexico, you need to, especially if you're going to work online, if you're going to work down here, you need 2 internet services. So I'm following my own rules. I've got the landlord, slow internet, my iPhone with my contract with Telcel for my cell phone service. I can use that as an internet hotspot. And surprisingly, it comes through with about 50 meg speed, 50, 60 meg. I can broadcast with 50 meg. I'm good with it. I can broadcast at 30 meg. Okay. So, but Ms. Sam said, try Megacable, and I had Megacable in Mazatlan. So, okay, today is Saturday. Okay. So I called and I'm getting to this response right here from Russ Shrewsbury. I'm getting to this response about, am I going to go visit mountain towns local? And so I call Megacable, and a reason that I really like Megacable is you can speak to them in English. They have a button. They give you all these options in Spanish, and they said, and then the lady who speaks Spanish, she says, or if you want to speak in English, press 9. So I press 9. I order my service. I just ordered my service Thursday afternoon. I call Megacable, tell them where I live, tell them what I want, the whole deal. Okay, so we're all done doing the deal on the phone, and the guy says, okay, I said, so when are you going to come out and set me up? And he says, oh, we'll be there in 4 days. In 4 days, I said, what am I supposed to do? I'm just supposed to like sit around in my apartment and wait for 4 days for you guys to show up? I mean, like, if I'm not there, do you call or something like that? He said, no, but we'll be there in 4 days. So I'm thinking, oh no, I hope they don't come Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. So anyway, I do my walk. What was it? Oh, I do my walk yesterday morning. I come back, do my meditation. I get in the shower. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I get a message on my phone. It's Megacable. They're sitting outside. I go out to my front window. Megacable, you're here. You're here. Oh, yeah. Okay, come on up. So I contacted them Thursday. They came out the next day at 8:30 in the morning, got me all hooked up. But I'm going to get back to this comment here. But so I couldn't really get out of the house or plan anything for 4 days. But now I've got my cable all set up. I have 3 internet connections that I can use. I can always upload and download videos. So anyway, yeah. So yes, I am going to get out and about, and I want to thank Char for donating to the channel. You always have great, pertinent content. Char Williams, thank you for contributing to the channel. This is how I pay my rent, buy my food, and also I do want to share thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for clicking that like button. We have 85 people in the house with 37 likes. When you click the like button or put a comment up, that helps our rankings. Char, hello, everyone. Hawkins, always great to see you in the house. And now we have none other than Axel Foley. Good morning to Bill and all viewers. I almost missed your show today. I tapped the snooze button a couple of times and realized it was Saturday and Bill the Geek show is on. Great to see you, Axel Foley. Let's head on down the list in here. SP in Kansas City planning to visit Oxlapa, capital city of Cruz State. Okay. Looks interesting, and coffee is grown around right there. Yes, I'll be getting out on the road very soon. I think I'm going to wait I think I'm going to just cruise around Morelia for about 3 weeks and kind of get to know the city, take some videos. And then I'll start getting out more often. Miss Sam, I visited Jamaica about 2 years ago. They viciously stole my bracelet right off my wrist. I'm telling you, man, that's why I always look homeless when I leave here. I'll wear no Rochelle, we haven't. Hey, Bill, Rochelle has been with us like forever. Yeah, I moved again. Now, Rochelle, I live about 2.5 hours from Mexico City. And Brian Maiden for your travel fund. Thank you, Brian, for contributing to the channel as always. Thank you so much, Brian Maiden. And and if you'd like to contribute it and you're watching the rebroadcast, there is a what is it? It's called. Oh, there's a donate button in the description below. This is how we pay our rent, buy our food, go to the doctor's office, and buy equipment. Russ, I think what's that? Veracruz, state capital city of Oaxlapa. Okay, right on. Russ, I think Bill likes the mountains so he can wear his hoodies. Ha ha ha. Hey, I'd rather put on 3 hoodies than sweat a lot. Hello, Bill from Morelia. You are not so unique anymore here. Okay, cool beans. Okay, Char. Hola, Ms. Sam. Kim J. Look who's in the house. None other than Kim J. Hello, everyone. We have a wonderful market on Saturday morning, causing my lateness. Okay, now before we go any further, I did go to a market this week, and I'm going to show you guys this. This is a view while we're broadcasting right now. I can look out the window, and this is what I see. And about 10 days ago, there's a street down there, and I saw a bunch of yellow canopies. It was on a Friday, and the yellow canopies were down there, and I could see them all day. I said, that looks like it's a market. I need to go down there and check it out. And this is the apartment. I go in that door right there, and I live on the 3rd floor of this apartment. And you'll see my screen on the upper apartment on the left-hand side. That's my apartment building. It's very quiet, very clean. So I went down. I saw. I could see the canopies, and from looking, I could see. If I walk down that street, walk over to the left, I think I'll find it. And here we go. So I went there not yesterday, but last Friday. And this is just an open. Oh, Uh, if you look, I'm going to hide this and play it again. Now, when I zoom in here in a second, there's the zoom. In the middle of the screen, that's my apartment. In the very middle, in front of the trees, that white building, that is my apartment. So I go down here, and they have all kinds of fruits, and they call these things tianguis. Fruits, vegetables, hoodies, clothing, and check this out. This is pig skin, deep fried, fresh pig skin. I don't eat it because it's deep fried. And you can go down there. Look at all these fresh vegetables, and the prices are very affordable, inexpensive. Some people would even say that the prices are cheap. I get in trouble whenever I say cheap, so I'll just say affordable. But I bought some avocados down here and some yellow corn. But they've got about every kind of fruit and vegetable that you could ever imagine. Sweet potatoes. And look at these pancakes. Mexican, they're cooking pancakes. Those little white things, those are pancakes, and they package them up and sell them with maple syrup. Mexicans love some pancakes. I think last week somebody asked me, "Oh, can I buy breakfast down there?" Sure, you can. In a second here, you're going to see some fish, fresh fish. I just wonder I didn't ask them what kind of fish this is. Is it from the lake? Is it from the ocean? What kind of fish is it? I'm going to have to buy some fish. I like fish. But Ms. Kim was saying, "Oh, well, I just came from the market." Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, so Eric Nickerson. Hi, Bill. Hi, everyone. Eric, hi to you. Meg M. Hey, Bill, I'm embarrassed, but I would like a place with some expats. I don't want he level of expats. No one talks about the in-between places. Can you recommend any in cooler areas? And I don't know, Meg. I don't know. You're going to have to get out. And I bet, let me say this. All I can do, Meg, all I can say is go to Facebook, go to Facebook groups and search, find a city like Guadalajara, and go to Facebook groups and do a search for expats in Guadalajara. Now, let me say, I was in Guadalajara for 3 years. I only saw 3 expats in 3 years, but they have an expat group, and I'm a member of that group. So even though I only saw 3 expats in Guadalajara in 3 years, they have an expat group. They have expat group in San Miguel Allende, in Morelia, in Merida, Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan. And I'm not big on Facebook. I use Facebook. I post my videos on Facebook. I have a Facebook group, but I'm not a big Mark Zuckerberg supporter. I don't know, something about him. I don't like the concept, so I'm not pushing Facebook. But find a city that you might like, see if they have a Facebook group for expats. Then you can join that group, and usually expats with these groups, They get together and they have regular get-togethers. They go to breakfast together. They probably get together and have cocktails together occasionally. So try that. You can find small cities, see if they have a Facebook group, and go from there. Axel Foley, Bill, having an illegal gun in Mexico is a crime. How many years in prison? Axel Foley, I have no idea. David, Bill, have you checked out the mall down the street from you yet? I think I have. I think that's where La Comer is. In fact, I think I'm going to head over there after the broadcast. Oh, no, I have not. Yes, I think I have. That's right before you go through the tunnel. DJ, cult behavior is the worst. Amen, DJ. I'm late. Hola, chica. Great to see you here, girl. Rather late than never. Life with Shay. Hello from Chicago. Usually a silent viewer. Love the videos. And Life with Shay, we are so happy to see you in the house today. I still have a lot of content. Today. Ola Buckstop here is in the house. Ola Buck. Deborah Ballard, good morning. Thank you very much for saying that, Deborah. Angela, Bill, how does the rainy season affect Morelia? Well, let me say this. I'm going to say that I've been here. I think Monday I will have been here for 3 weeks. And I'm going to say it has rained every night for 3 weeks, pretty much. I mean, it rained a lot last night. And it rains almost every night. My first day of walking, it rained the whole time I was walking. That was at 6:30 in the morning. It rained for a full hour. My tennis shoes got all wet, which I hate, especially when it's a little chilly out. I had an umbrella. I had to dry my tennis shoes. And if you look at the Morelia forecast, it says it's going to rain forever. So, and David can tell everybody better than I, but this is the rainy season, but usually it rains at nighttime. When the sun is up, it usually does not rain, but I've only been here 3 weeks. I don't know anything, but it's still good. I mean, right now the sun is out. I'm looking out the window here. The sun is out. It's a couple of clouds are in the sky. By now, it's probably like 70 degrees outside. It's another fabulous day here. Ray, there's a big difference between institutional racism and regular prejudice. Everyone has some prejudice, but racism is a totally different thing. Try calling the police on white people in the U.S. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. And and some people say, well, Bill, I was up late last night. Thinking about stuff that I really wanted to say about being black and living in Mexico. And then some people, because I'm a United States news junkie. And of course, this week, Biden dropped out of the race, and now Kamala Harris is running for president, and it adds so much excitement. It adds so much excitement to the election because poor Joe Biden, poor dude. I love Joe Biden, and I've said it before on broadcast, but he was he poor guy, he's 81. He just did, I mean, he's not 40 anymore. He's not 50 anymore. He's 21 years over 60. And he was just losing his step. But now Kamala, she was a prosecutor in California. Then she was the attorney general in for the state of California. Then she's a senator for the state of California. Then she's vice president of the United States, and she's a genius. And I would love to see her debate Donald Trump. Oh yeah, I'm just watching. I am a United States news junkie, and some people have told me, "Well, Bill, but you live in Mexico. Why are you talking about United States politics and you live in Mexico?" That's because I'm an American. And some Americans live in Pennsylvania. Some Americans live in Vermont. Some Americans live in Texas. Some Americans live in California, and they talk about politics all the time. I'm an American, and I live in Mexico, and I got a voice. But it's kind of weird. I was thinking about how to say this last night, but Kamala Harris is going to eat Trump up because it's a prosecutor in a debate with a criminal. And she has come out and just said it. She says, "I'm a prosecutor. I know Donald Trump. I've dealt with criminals half of my life." And that is so true. She's going to eat him up. And when he starts talking about Hannibal Lecter and getting eaten up by sharks or getting electrocuted, she is going to eat him up. But here's what I was thinking about last night. It's like I love America. I love the American dream. And I have a picture of where I grew up. This is a corny story, but I am going to share it with you right now. I was sold on the American dream. I was watching Superman, and for the introduction for Superman, they say Superman believes in the American dream. No. It says Superman believes in truth, justice, and the American way. I was real into that truth, justice, and the American way. And this is where I grew up. You can see the house there with the red arrow. And my parents built that house for $56,000. When it was being built, Mom and Dad would get off work and they would take us kids and we would watch them build the house. And look at that backyard behind the house. That's where I would play. There's a creek back there. And look at the driveway. It's like 100-yard driveway. Now, here's the corny part. There's a garage door, and I was in like 6th grade. I was really into truth, justice, and the American way. And I would get I had a bicycle, and I would pick up the mail down there on the street. I would ride my bicycle out to pick up the mail, and I would get my American flag, open the garage door. It was kind of like a Batman exit. And I would hold my American flag and I would ride down to the end of the street with my American flag and get the mail out of the mailbox and then ride back to the house. That's how much I was an American. Yeah, truth, justice, and the American way. And I'm hoping that Kamala Harris can bring us back to truth, justice, and the American way. There's so many good people, so many good things about the United States, but dealing with racism is tough, man. And that's why. Oh, and so the lady, I didn't wrap this up, but a lady said, well, why are you so tough on expats? Because in that neighborhood that you're looking at, in the neighborhood that I just showed you right there, they had a big swimming pool over there on the left owned by the Moose Lodge. I couldn't swim in that pool because I was black. And then there was another pool a quarter of the mile up the hill. I couldn't swim in that pool because I was black. I mean, there's just when you're black, there's just so and then when I was living in Puerto Vallarta, I met this white lady. She was a really nice white lady. She lived right on the beach in an apartment right on the beach. She was the nicest lady. And we were out there talking one day. We were having such a great time sharing experiences. And this is a white lady. And she says, you know what? I have some white friends. And I told them that I talked to Mexicans. And she said, some of them said, what? You talk to Mexicans? Don't talk to the Mexicans. It's like they saw, they were like, above Mexicans. They're above anybody of color. And what I did last night was, I'm black. I'm talking about white people. I made up a list of, I got it right here. I made up a list of some of the great white people that I know personally. I grew up with fantastic, loving white people. I know thousands of them. Thousands and thousands and thousands. I know them. I went to high school with them, grew up with them, played sports with them, went to college with them, had jobs with these great, but it's just those few, like the Donald Tuck few and the MAGA people that are crazy and racist and sexist. It just takes few. It only took one, Adolf Hitler, to destroy Germany and start the World War. So there's a ton of fabulous white people, but it's those few like Donald Trump and all his crooked friends that want to just destroy freedom. They want to take away. And I can see the people dropping off, all my mega people. And I started talking this stuff like 3 or 4 months ago, and I lost about 5,000 subscribers. But I'm just going to say it, man. United States is a great place, but we got to shut up the bigots and the sexist and put them all in jail. And I'm going to shut up for now, but I had to say it because I got a channel. Now, let's get back to what people have to say here. Okay. Here we go. Angela. Bill, Saturday is a great day to travel while my reality is healing from the extreme stroke in a nursing home for 4 years. Thank you. You're very welcome. Rusty Hill. Wow, that is really nice. Oh, that pig skin is an excellent source. And it's not bad for you because it's deep fried. The fish was tilapia. Thank you very much. Tilapia. Axel, what local foods have you tried thus far? I did pick up some hot sauce yesterday, and I've been eating these things. They're called sandwiches. I've been eating these sandwiches with pig meat and this out of this world, especially, and it only costs like $1.50, and it's only one sandwich, but it's like 2 meals for me, and I put it in that air fryer back there and chow down on that with this special hot sauce that I haven't seen this type of hot sauce. I'm going to take a picture of it for next week. I haven't seen that type of hot sauce anywhere in Mexico. I prefer sardines canned. Okay, I love sardines and rice. Sure, Terry Don Martian. Hola, Bill. Looks like Morelia is working for you no matter where you move. Team Bill will follow you every Saturday. Your unique perspective on Mexico is refreshing and entertaining. Thank you, Terry, Don, Marshall. We've done interviews together. And Terry, Don, it's time for us for a talk to see how your channel is doing. Brian Maiden, your show this morning. Have to give your internet 100%, not a single buff. Brian Maiden, thank you. Thank you so much. And I watch inspirational videos, and there's some guy, he's talking about how to grow your business and all that kind of stuff. And he says you have to invest in yourself. If you have a business, and my channel is kind of a business. Hold on a second here. Somebody just sent me some cash. Who sent me? Somebody just sent me $20. Gary Goodson. It says Gary Goodson. He just sent $21 and he clicked the donate button and donated. Gary Goodson, thank you so much he went down to the donate button, clicked donate, and donated $20 to the channel. Thank you so much. But back to this guy, Brian, Pretty Boy Maiden. This guy said, you have to invest in yourself. So if you have a business, invest in your business. Don't take a vacation. Don't buy a car. Put money into your business. So investing, so my internet is going to cost me like 610 pesos a month, which is like $27 a month. That's not much, but it's like an investment. And I know I usually don't watch the replays of the videos, but I watched the replay from last week and it was jerky and there were freeze frames. I can't have you guys watching that. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. How can you enjoy, how can I share with you the joys of living in Mexico when there's jerky video? And I'm going to tell you guys something else. Thank you so much, Brian, Pretty Boy Mating. I'm going to tell you guys something else that I want to invest in. I'm going to get some secret video sunglasses. Yeah, I'm going to get secret video sunglasses. I've been researching quality on Amazon, and I found a pair. They're 4K. 4K is high quality video, and they just look like sunglasses, and they can record up to 4 or 5 hours of video, but they look like sunglasses. And you just hit a button and it's on, a button it's off, because it's kind of weird when I'm going from city to city, town to town. I want to go into a place, I want to go into a shop and shoot video, but then the owner's looking at you funny, or the people in the street. Sometimes people in the street look at you funny because you're shooting the video. But if I have on my secret video glasses, then nobody knows I'm shooting video. I don't even have to ask anybody if I can shoot video. And it's like Mr. Mustache said last week, this store I'm always talking about, La Comer, which I'm going to, I think, after the broadcast. I want to go in there and shoot some video of that. And with my the secret sunglasses are going to cost me like $172, but it's going to help me shoot. But anyway, I got to invest in myself, invest in the channel. And let me scroll down and see what people are saying here. Rusty. Zuckerberg creeped me out when he was in front of Congress. And I'm going to tell you what freaked me out about Zuckerberg. When I used to write romance novels, I have a pen name that I haven't told anybody about. maybe I'll tell you what, I have like 150 books. It's lesbian romance and erotica. I got like 100. And so I would market through Facebook. And here's what really turned me off about Facebook. If you want to market something on Facebook, they have like thousands of categories that you can buy. They have thousands of categories that you can buy, like what zip code do you want to post this ad in, what age group, what sex, what race, what religion, what sushis, how much do the people weigh, they got thousands of categories. And where do they get all these categories from that you can select from on Facebook? Whenever you're on Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg is just sucking up all the information from you for free. Anything you write about or talk about, they just put all that stuff in a database. They don't ask you. They just take all the information and then they sell it. That's what really turns me off about Facebook. That's whatever. Now, La Dolce Vita, you're YouTube famous, or at least infamous now. Don't be showing your home. The stalkers will show up. Yeah, girl, send the stalkers on. Yeah, as long as they're good looking. But anyway, okay, now here we go. Axel Foley, have you visited or lived in Oaxaca? No, I haven't, but I want to visit and see what is going on there. Brian Maiden, I live in Canada and watch more American politics. Okay. Yeah, American politics. I think Kamala Harris is going to turn this thing around. Don Cole, despite the qualifications of Kamala Harris, people have inserted her by saying she's a DEI hire. So disgusting. Yeah. Oh, they're saying, yeah, she's just running because she's black. Yeah. She was a prosecutor, a state attorney general. Then she was a state senator. Then she was vice president of the United States. She's brilliant. Yeah. Oh, and Trump won't debate her now. He was going to debate Joe Biden, but he won't. But he doesn't like that DEI hire. That's just a little too hot for him to touch. Yeah, a young, brilliant woman with a brain. She would eat Trump up and spit him out. All I know is I know that crazy look, and it is orange. Deborah, Bill, if you love bacon, pigskins. Yeah, just try it. A small piece at first with hot sauce. Oh, okay, I'll try it. I just don't want to eat it and have a heart attack because it's so greasy. I didn't like hanging around people who talk bad about Mexicans all the time. When I was in Oklahoma, my GF's parents, grandfather, though I was Mexican, but when they found out I was black, it's whatever. So excited about Kamala, I donated twice in an hour to her campaign. Hopeful again. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Lawhoff. Thank you so much for sharing that excitement. Yeah, I feel excited. I feel good because Donald Trump, he's talking about taking away my Social Security check. Yeah, I get a Social Security check, but him and his buddies get in there. They want to cut out Medicare, Social Security, so they can take all that money for themselves. I'm 68. As long as I get my Social Security check, it's not much. But I can survive in Mexico, and Donald Trump wants to take that away so that his wife can buy makeup and shoes and Gucci bags. Whatever. Now, Most of my gringo neighbors in Cabo were not good people. When I moved to Mexico Hood in Zatatal, there were a lot of shootings, and I moved to an upscale Mexican hood since. Very interesting. Rusty Hill, El Zocatal. Okay. Living in pure Mexican neighborhoods are very nice. I live in a pure Mexican neighborhood right now. When I lived in Puerto Vallarta, I lived in a pure Mexican neighborhood for 5 years. It was fabulous. I knew on my block, I knew all of my neighbors. I knew all of my neighbors by name. I knew all their kids. They all called me Mamo. I knew all the kids' names. And then when I left there, I was packing up my car. And about 30 people came out. Woo. Because they knew I was leaving. And they all said goodbye, and they gave me gifts and stuff. A pure Mexican community. Anthony, 77. Ola, we are coming out for the Dia de los Muertos. I think we will move there. How do you like the vibe? I love the vibe. I love the Morelia. I'm grooving with this vibe already. Yes, thank you. Everyone I know is really excited. Groups about ways to support her have been breaking the internet. They're so good. Meg, about Kamala, yes. Do Mexicans living inland lack in their demand for seafood? Is it obvious? Mexico is not too wide where you are. So does it affect the demand for fish? It's inland. Really? Okay, let me say this. To verify this, I'm thinking about Matt Brazelton. He lives in Ajijic. Living in Guadalajara and Ajijic. And both of those places are very inland. Let's look at the map here. Where's the map? Is that the map? And let's zoom out here. And some people don't know what we're talking about. Let's zoom out quite a bit. Let's zoom out more. Here we go. So I moved from Puerto Vallarta, and then to get to where I am now, I moved from Mazatlan, both ocean towns. But I moved, there's a truck going by outside. I'm going to kind of shut up until the truck goes by. Go by, Mr. Truck. Go by, Mr. Truck. Adios, amigo. Okay, I think he's gone. Okay, so Guadalajara, that's like a 5-hour drive from Puerto Vallarta. And we're talking about seafood here. So here's Guadalajara up here. And I've said many things about Chapala right here. So here's Guadalajara right up here, Tlaquepaque. Here's Chapala, here's Ajijic. And you can see these places are well inland from Puerto Vallarta, from the ocean, inland from the ocean. But you can still get a lot of seafood in Guadalajara, in Ajijic, in Chapala, and even here in Morelia, there is a lot of seafood available. I'm going to go to the store. They're going to have seafood there. I saw lobster tail in the grocery store like 2 days ago. Lobster tail even though I've never had good lobster in Mexico, but whatever. So yeah, you can get your fish groove on. Just bring it with you and come on down to Mexico. Meg, so big, breaking the internet. That's so true. Dominique, got to head out. Dominique, thanks for joining us today, being with us, sharing your comments. See you next time. Dominique, David, I saw those sunglasses. What, at Costco? I don't remember the price. Oh, I got to head on over to Costco and check out the secret glasses. Bill, you and I share political beliefs. Keep telling it like it is. Thank you, Dave James. Beer for Bill. Thank you, Jamie, for contributing to the channel. Trump is backing out of the debate already because he's a fraidy cat. He's a fraidy cat. Right on. Axel Foley, gots to go. Got a lot running around to do. Have a blessed week, everyone. Thanks for coming, Axel Foley. Dave James, thank you so much for contributing to my channel. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Kamala is a whore, moron. Oh, let's see. How does this work? Yeah, let's just let's do this. There you go. And let's do this. And do that. That's the great thing about owning my channel. Any jerk or bigot that shows up here saying bigoted or incorrect things, I can delete them from the channel and I never have to see them or hear them again. If you want to feel the power, get your own YouTube channel. Any bigot that shows up in here, I can just delete them from the channel forever. And I do it fairly frequently. It's wonderful. I love YouTube. Okay, Bill moved to the mountains so he could wear his hoodies again. Yeah. I like my hoodies. Steve, are there lobster traps anywhere in Mexico? Do they require cold water as their habitat? There are. I have eaten lobster in Mexico. I've never eaten good lobster in Mexico. And in Mazatlan, you could go to the markets right on the ocean. They had fresh lobsters. You could buy lobster tail, very inexpensive. I bought some, I cooked some, I ate some, but it just was not like, but it was not like, it was not like Boston lobster. Morelia is vibrant, kind, loving, alive. I live in a pure Mexican community. I have been here for over 3 months and I still can't believe I get to live here. Freedom sure feels good, and I'm with you on that. Grace and peace to everything. Thank you so much, Ms. Morris. Okay, well, let me look through my list, see what I have not covered here for the day. Check some email really quick. Okay, and it looks like somebody else donated to the channel. And who is this? We got that one. Okay, let's go back. Click on this one. Click on this one. Who is this from? Susan. Susan donated $20 to the channel. She clicked the donate channel that is the link below. And thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you everyone for showing up today. This week I'm going to explore. I'm feeling more free now. I'm really happy that I have this set up with the lights and I have high speed internet. My rent has gone down dramatically moving to Morelia. The weather is fabulous. I think this week I'm going to go out and explore the city, take some public transportation, take videos of the public transport, and I'm just going to get out and be free this week. I have plans for putting up a couple of videos. I know what 2 videos I'm going to put up for sure. But one thing about people that show up here, people that show up live on Saturdays, all of the videos I put up on the next week, I always cover that stuff in the videos on Saturday. I always share with you guys what's going to be in the videos for the next week. So if you come on Saturdays, you can see what I'm going to be doing on the videos. Okay, now, But now that I'm settled, my equipment is settled. I have high speed internet. I know where to buy food. That's important, man. You got to know where am I going to buy food? Where am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? I mean, now I actually feel settled. So now I can go back into production, and also the channel is about to hit 12,000 subscribers. I think before next Saturday, I will hit 12,000 subscribers. And that's in 3 years. So everything is cool. Everything is good. More production. Hi, curious if you have visited Querétaro. Why did you choose Morelia? The prices in Morelia, I had friends who told me about Querétaro, and they visited it. And I researched both cities, and Morelia was a bit less expensive. They say both cities are very good cities. There's a lot of U.S. money and manufacturing going to Querétaro. And I think that is going to make the place more expensive. So I just chose Morelia. I still haven't been to Querétaro, but I will go there. I'll spend a few days there. I'll shoot some videos there. And, but you know, this is where I am now. Likewise, Angela, if you have a medical emergency, i.e. heart attack, happy for you. Where do you go? And what are the costs? I've heard if you have a heart attack down here, it's going to cost you about $70,000, $60,000. That's what I heard. I wonder if that was pesos or dollars. For me, I might just die. Okay. Thank you very much, Brian Maiden. Thank you so much for showing up, sharing your input, and contributing to the channel. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and we see you all next weekend. Peace and love to all. Have a great weekend, Brian, Pretty Boy Maiden. Have a great week. Donetta, you have a great weekend too. I'm about out of here myself. The same to you, my amigo Brian. Hasta luego. La Dolce Vita. I completely understand what you mean about racism in the States. My son's father is African American, and one of my sons lives in Indonesia. He's so happy to be surrounded by brown people and no racism. Thank you so much. La Dolce Vita. Yeah. I tell you, when you have to live with racism every day, it gets old, man. I mean, oh, and when you don't have to deal with it at all, that, I'm always talking about the joys of living in Mexico. And for me, the biggest joy of living in Mexico is not dealing with, one of the real joys of living in Mexico, in Morelia, with no expats. That means no racism at all. Imagine that. Isn't that crazy? I got to tell you a story. I showed you my house, and I told you about the swimming pool next door. Couldn't go to, and the swimming pool a quarter of a mile away, I couldn't go to. And all my friends, I mean, I grew up in a white neighborhood. I'm going to say there's like 30 black people in my high school, and none of them lived in my neighborhood. So the swimming pool that all my friends went to was the Wee Bonnie Swim Club. And all the people that went to the Wee Bonnie Swim Club, they lived in Bonnie Ridge. And that was like a new housing development with 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom houses. That's the kind of house that we had. It was called a Ryan home. A Ryan home. That's what it was. And all these people built these houses and all these kids. It was called Wee Bonnie. So my best friend, Pat Laughlin, lived in that community. He killed himself a few years ago in Arizona, but blonde hair, blue-eyed. He was in my second year, $100,000 wedding. I loved his mom, Ruth. He had 2 brothers. I loved them all, but they lived right next door to the owner of Wee Bonnie Swim Club, Mr. Gifford. Like, they lived next door to the owner of Wee Bonnie Swim Club, and next to Wee Bonnie Swim Club, they had a golf course, and Mr. Gifford, this old white guy, owned that too. So anyway, after many years of living in that nice house, I applied to get into Wee Bonnie Swim Club. And so Mr. Gifford said that he was going to have to interview me. I was going to be the first black person to get into Wee Bonnie Swim Club. And Mr. Gifford told me that, everybody that, I have to go to the board of directors to see if we're going to let you in. So one of the lifeguards at Wee Bonnie Swim Club, this white guy named Chuck Irby. I remember this guy's name. He's a college kid. And I told him, I might get into Wee Bonnie, but Mr. Gifford has to talk to his board just before you can get in. And Chuck Irby told me, Bill, he doesn't have a board to talk to. It's just him. He doesn't have a board to talk to. So anyway, it ended up that I had to go talk to Mr. Gifford at his house. He set up an interview. And so he's interviewing me and he's asking me this and that. I'm 14 years old. We get to the end of the interview and Mr. Gifford asked me, do you like girls? I'm 14 years old. In my head, I'm thinking, I like girls. But I knew where he was going with this question. I knew that if I said, I knew that he meant, do you like white girls? If you get in my pool, are you going to be checking out all the white girls? You want to bang them and stuff, like have sex? You want to have, do you want to have sex with white girls? That's what he was asking me. I knew this in my head, even though I was 14 years old. I knew that's what he was asking me, and I knew the answer that I needed to give him. So I just looked him right in the eye and I said, no, I don't like girls. Just like that. And then he let me into the swimming pool. Yeah, that's the story of how Bill the Geek got into the Wee Bonnie Swim Club after I lied to the owner, Mr. Gifford, about not liking white women. Yes, that's how I grew up. That was on my list of stories to tell, and I have more. Okay, now here we go. Miss Sam O'Brien. Miss Sam, when I see your name, I think about that dance. I'm sure it's soon to come. Live you, Kim J, my husband and I hope to meet you for coffee when we visit Morelia. Come on down and let's have breakfast. Let's not have coffee. Let's have breakfast. Let's chow down, talk, and the whole deal. Miss Sam, that's my joy too, Billy. I am grateful to be living without racism here in Mexico. And I'm telling you, for those of you that don't experience racism, it is a very cool thing. A very cool thing. All right, you guys. Well, let me look on my list. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. I'm checking my list here. Okay. Okay, I got through all the important stuff on my list. We've been at it for a couple of hours now. People are still talking. Let's see. Rusty Hill. I am half German. 95% of Americans I have met for 50 years assumed I was African American. My father was Portuguese. Oh, good for you, man. I'm half German. German, Portuguese, right on. Good for you, my man. Good for you. Thanks, Bill. I'm so happy for you. Ciao, tutti. Thanks to you. Dave James, the lobsters in Mexico are a warm water species. They don't have claws and aren't as meaty. Cold water lobster are the best. Thank you so much for that information. Okay, I think in the future, as I get more stuff going on, you guys, I may do these broadcasters longer and longer, and I may start doing broadcasts in the week, in the evenings. But anyway, Darian, hi, Bill. Hope all is well, kind sir. Thank you very much, Darian. And I can stay here. I might start doing these broadcasts for like 4 hours. I don't know. It depends. I'm not tired. Okay, so here we go. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I'm getting ready to head to the store, get some food to eat. So I think I'm going to exit stage left. Well, I might exit stage right. I'm not sure which way I'm going to exit, but I'm getting ready to exit. I love you all. Thank you so much. We talk about Mexico. We talk about life. Life is all about love. And I love living in Mexico. There's so much love down here. I feel so free down here. And I didn't move down here because of the cost of living. I didn't know it was inexpensive in Mexico. When I moved to Mexico, I didn't know that. I just got down here and found out late. It's like inexpensive. But with the cost of living, I can live the way that I want. I can live nicely. Food is inexpensive. Rent is inexpensive. About everything is inexpensive. I like it. The people are friendly. They're filled with love. I don't wear my, of course I have like 15 Rolex watches and I got 85, I got about $10 million in diamond earrings and stuff like that. And I got another $100,000 worth of gold chains I could be wearing. But I don't wear any of that stuff as long as I don't wear it. Everybody leaves me alone. So if you're new here, we talk about Mexico, and I'm going to have some nice videos, I'm sure, next Saturday about different parts of Morelia. I'll probably explore Morelia more over the next 2 full weeks out with my video camera. And I'm thinking probably around the 3rd week of August, maybe the 1st week of September, that's when I will get back on the road and start going to small towns around Morelia, to places like Aguas Caliente and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm getting ready to hit the road, folks. Love you all. Let me see. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Morelia, Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. And sometimes we talk about just the joys of life, the joys of change of life, the joys of having the courage to try to start a new life in a new place with new people, with better weather, better friends. And sometimes we talk about Mexico. We talk about a lot of, sometimes we talk U.S. politics here. Sometimes we talk about Donald Trump. That's on a bad day. But anyway, I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, broadcasting live from where am I? Morelia. If you're here, please click the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. If you have an empty hand, click the like button. And that's about all I got to say. All I got to say now is adios, hasta luego, que te vaya bien. Thanks for joining and sharing, asking questions, leaving comments, and have a great Saturday.